Hello video editors. Welcome to Salih Tutorials, where we are thrilled to present a comprehensive tutorial series on Adobe Premiere Pro, the industry-leading video editing software. In this complete tutorial for beginners, we will take you on a step-by-step journey, unlocking the power of Premiere Pro and equipping you with the essential skills to create stunning videos like a pro. Whether you're new to video editing or looking to enhance your existing knowledge, this series is designed to empower you with the tools and techniques you need to bring your creative vision to life. So, let's dive in and unlock the full potential of Premiere Pro together. Downloading Premiere Pro. The first step is to download Premiere Pro. You can do this from the Adobe website. Once you're on the website, click on the free trial button. When you click on the free trial button, you will be taken to the Choose Plan page. Here you can choose 3 types of plan: individuals, teams, and students and teachers plan. If you choose annual, paid monthly plan and individuals, so this will cost you $20.99 per month. If you choose annual, prepaid plan and individuals, so this will cost you $239.88 per year. If you choose only monthly plan and individuals, so this will cost you $31.99 per month. So choose any of these plans according to your choice. After choosing a plan, check on the small icon below. This means that you will get a 7-day free trial of Adobe stock. And then click on Continue button below. After that, you need to sign in to access Adobe products. If you do not have an account, then you must create a new account. So for that, enter your email address here. And then click on Continue button. Then enter your password here. And click on Continue button. After signing in, a page will open for you to enter payment information. Yes, first you have to select your payment method. You will be given many payment methods. You can choose your credit or debit card as payment method. You can also continue to pay through Google Pay and PayPal. When your 7-day trial is over, you will be charged according to your chosen plan. After you enter your payment method information, then click the Agree and Subscribe button. After that you will be open the Premiere Pro free download page, and you will be able to download the latest version of Adobe Premiere Pro. Installing Premiere Pro. I have Premiere Pro setup already downloaded. To install it, right-click on Setup. And then click Open to run the installer. This is the setup I have of Adobe Premiere Pro latest version 23.2. Yes. First of all we have to choose the language. I select English North America by default. Below that, the option to change the installation location is also given. Where do you want to install it on your computer? I choose default location here. And after that, click on the Continue button. So now we're just waiting for Adobe Premiere Pro to install. This might take a few minutes. It may take about 3 to 4 minutes to install. Launch Premiere Pro. When Premiere Pro is installed, click the Launch button to continue. You've now successfully installed Adobe Premiere Pro. You can start using it to create your own professional-looking videos. Creating a new project. Now I'm going to show you how to create a new project in Premiere Pro. This is a quick and easy process, and it's something that you'll need to do every time you start a new project. Click on the New Project button to create a new project. Name your project. In the New Project dialog box, give your project a name. You can also choose a location to save your project. Once you've named your project and chosen a location to save it, click on the Create button. Your project will now be created and you'll be ready to start editing. That's how you create a new project in Premiere Pro. Understanding the interface. When you first open Premiere Pro, you'll see a few different panels open by default. These panels include the Timeline, Project Panel, Source Monitor, and Program Monitor. The Timeline is where you'll assemble your video clips and audio clips into a sequence. The Project Panel is where you can view all of the media files that are part of your project. The Source Monitor is where you can view the video and audio for a clip that is selected in the Project Panel. The Program Monitor is where you can view the current state of your sequence. In addition to these default panels, there are a number of other panels that you can open as needed. Importing media. Now I'll show you how to import video, audio, and image files into Premiere Pro, and how to organize your media in the project panel. To import media into Premiere Pro, go to File menu, and click on Import button. Or you can use the keyboard shortcut Ctrl+I on Windows or Command+I on Mac. When you click on the Import Media button, a file browser will open. Use this file browser to navigate to the folder where your media files are stored. Once you've found the files you want to import, select them and click on the Open button. Premiere Pro will import the selected files into the project panel. The project panel is where you'll store all of your media files for your project. Organizing media in the project panel. The project panel, you will see various small icons. Each of these icons have separate and different functions. Freedom View. The Freedom View allows you to visually organize your assets and create storyboards with your media. Icon View. The icon view displays a thumbnail of each asset in the project panel. List View. The list view displays detailed information about each asset in the project panel. Adjust the size of icons and thumbnail. You can adjust the size of the icons and thumbnails in the project panel to make them easier to see. The easiest way to import files into the project panel is to double-click the project panel and go to the folder on your computer where you have the files. Select the files. I selected some music. After selecting, click on Open button, so those files will also be imported into your project panel. I also import some photos in the same way. When you double-click a video, audio, or photo in Premiere Pro's project panel, it gives you a preview in the source panel. This preview allows you to see what the media looks like before you add it to a sequence. You can play and stop the preview by clicking the play and stop button in the bottom middle of the source panel, or by pressing the spacebar on your keyboard. The preview is used to help you identify and select the media files you want to use in your project. To rename files in the project panel, right-click the file and then click Rename. Type the name you want to give the file and press Enter. To move files from one place to another in the project panel, simply click the file and drag and drop it from one place to another within the project panel. You can move multiple files. Once a file is moved, it will appear in the new location in the project panel. Switching workspaces. Now I'll show you how to switch between workspaces, and I'll also give you a brief overview of each one. To switch workspaces in Premiere Pro, click on the Window tab at the top of the screen. Then click on Workspaces. A list of all the available workspaces will appear. Workspaces are predefined layouts of panels in Premiere Pro. Click on the workspace you want to switch to. Editing. This is the default workspace, and it's designed for basic editing tasks. It includes the source monitor, program monitor, timeline, and project panel. Audio. This workspace is designed for audio mixing. It includes the audio mixer panel, the effect controls panel, and the timeline. Color. This workspace is designed for color grading. It includes the Lumetri color panel, the effect controls panel, and the timeline. Captions and graphics. This workspace is designed for creating and editing graphics. It includes the Essential Graphics panel, the Effect Controls panel, and the timeline. Customizing your workspace. You can customize your workspace by dragging and dropping panels to different locations on the screen. To drag a panel to a new location, simply click and hold the title bar of the panel, and then drag it to the desired location. To hide or show a panel, click on the Window menu and select the name of the panel. If the panel is checked, it will be visible. If the panel is unchecked, it will be hidden. You can resize panels in Premiere Pro by dragging the edges of the panel. To resize a panel, simply hover your mouse over the edge of the panel until you see a double-headed arrow. Then, drag the edge of the panel to the desired size. You can resize any panel in Premiere Pro, including the project panel, timeline panel, and effects panel. Saving your project. It is important to save your project frequently, especially if you are working on a large project. Premiere Pro will automatically save your project every few minutes, but it is always a good idea to save manually as well. If you do not save your project and Premiere Pro crashes or your computer shuts down, you will lose all of your work. So to save the project, go to the File menu. And then click Save As or Save. Then select the location on your computer where you want to save the project. And then click the Save button. Congratulations! You've completed Chapter 1 of the Premiere Pro Complete tutorial. In this chapter, you learned how to install Premiere Pro, create a new project, import media files, understand the interface, switch workspaces, and save your project. Stay tuned for Chapter 2, where we'll dive deeper into editing techniques and features. Welcome to Chapter 2 of our Adobe Premiere Pro Complete tutorial. In this chapter, we will delve into the exciting world of video editing. You'll learn essential techniques to cut, trim, and rearrange clips, as well as add transitions and effects to enhance your videos. Let's dive right in. Media addition to timeline. To add a media file to the timeline, drag it from the project window to the timeline window. The media file will be added to the timeline window at the current playhead position. Trimming footage in source monitor. When working with footage, it's important to trim it in the source monitor before adding it to the timeline. This allows you to select the specific parts you need. To do this, use the Mark In and Mark Out buttons in the source monitor. These buttons help you define the desired portion of your footage. Understanding the timeline. Now let's take a look at the timeline. The playhead represents the current position of your video. You can move it back and forth to navigate through your footage. The eye icon allows you to hide or show tracks, while the toggle next to it determines whether the current track is visible or not. By clicking the lock icon, you can lock or unlock a track. When a track is locked, it prevents accidental selection or modification. Arranging media in the source monitor. To arrange your media footage in the source monitor, you can use the same techniques mentioned earlier. Simply trim the clips and add them to the timeline. Below the timeline, you'll find a slider that allows you to zoom in or out of the timeline or fit it to your screen. Cutting and trimming clips. To trim a clip, first make sure that the clip is selected on the timeline. Then, simply drag the edges of the clip to the desired length. The Ripple Edit tool allows you to make changes to a clip without affecting the clips that come after it. Make a change to the clip, such as cutting or trimming it. The Ripple Edit tool will automatically adjust the clips that come after it to fill in the space that was created by the change. Selecting a range with in and out points. Now we'll learn a simple shortcut to select a specific range on your timeline or clip. To mark your selection starting point, place the playhead where you want it to begin. Now, press the I key on your keyboard. The I key sets the in point, and it will be placed where your playhead is. Similarly, to mark your selection's ending point, position the playhead where you want it to end. Next, press the O key on your keyboard. The O key sets the out point. Also using your playhead position. Remember, your in and out points determine the range of your selection, and they are set at the current playhead position. Once you've set your in and out marks, you can perform various actions on the selected range, such as trimming, cutting, copying, or applying effects. And you can quickly select a specific portion of your clip or timeline without manual dragging or adjusting selection handles. Using the razor tool. The razor tool is a more precise way to cut clips. To use the razor tool, first make sure that it is selected in the toolbar. Then, click and drag across the clip where you want to make the cut. This will create a new cut point in the clip. Selecting and arranging clips. Let's discuss selecting and arranging clips on the timeline. You can use the selection tool to choose and manipulate individual clips. If you want to move an entire track, the Track Select Forward tool is your best friend. By dragging it, you can move the entire track back and forth or even transfer it to another track. Using the Slip tool. The Slip tool allows you to move the in and out points of a clip without changing its length. First, make sure that it is selected in the toolbar. Then, click and drag the clip along the timeline. This will move the in and out points of the clip, but the length of the clip will remain the same. Rearranging clips. Rearranging clips is a great way to change the flow and pacing of your video. You can rearrange clips to create a new story, or to simply improve the overall look and feel of your video. To rearrange clips, first make sure that the clips that you want to rearrange are selected on the timeline. Then, simply drag and drop the clips to the desired location on the timeline. To efficiently arrange your clips, use the copy, cut, and paste commands. Simply select the desired clips, press Ctrl+C to copy, or Ctrl+X to cut. Then, navigate to the desired location on the timeline and press Ctrl+V to paste them. Repeat this process to arrange your footage effectively. To delete a clip, select it and click the Delete button. Adjusting clips with different aspect ratios. Occasionally, you may come across clips in your project that have different aspect ratios than your intended project. To adjust such clips, simply select the clip on the timeline and drag any corner in the program monitor to resize it. This eliminates black bars and ensures your footage fits perfectly in your project. Adding effects. Let's dive into applying effects. Premiere Pro comes with a wide variety of effects that you can use to enhance your videos. Effects can be used to change the look and feel of your videos, or to add special effects. To add an effect to a clip, open the Effects panel by clicking on the window menu and selecting Effects. The Effects panel is divided into two sections: Video Effects and Audio Effects. Video effects are used to change the look of your videos, while audio effects are used to change the sound of your videos. To find an effect, you can either browse the effects by category, or you can search for an effect by name. In this example, we'll explore the brightness and contrast effect. Once you've found an effect that you want to use, drag it onto the clip on the timeline. The effect will be applied to the clip. To adjust the effect settings, open the Effects Control panel by clicking on the window menu. Navigate to the Effect Controls panel to access its settings. And you can adjust the settings of the effect in the Effect Controls panel. Adjust the sliders provided to fine-tune the effect. You can also expand the Effects tab within the Effect Controls panel to reveal additional settings for further adjustments. Keyframe animation allows you to create dynamic effects. Let's demonstrate with the camera blur effect. Drag and drop the effect onto the desired clip from the Effects panel. Select the clip, then navigate to the Effect Controls panel. To animate the effect, click on the Toggle Animation of Effect button. To add keyframes, click the Add Keyframe button at the desired points on the timeline. Adjust the effect values in each keyframe to achieve the desired animation. This technique is especially useful for creating blur transitions. Premiere Pro allows you to apply multiple effects to a single clip. Experiment and combine effects to enhance your footage creatively. Adding transitions. Now I'm going to show you how to add transitions in Adobe Premiere Pro. In the Effects panel, click on the Video Transitions folder. This will open a list of all of the available video transitions. Transitions are effects that are used to smooth the transition between two clips. They can be used to create a variety of effects, such as fades, dissolves, and wipes. To apply a transition, drag and drop it between the two selected clips on the timeline. You can also use the keyboard shortcut Ctrl+D to apply the default transition between two clips. Use transitions to create smooth transitions between clips. Use different transitions to create different effects. Don't overuse transitions. Too many transitions can make your video look cluttered. Resetting the default workspace. If you've made extensive changes to your default workspace and need to reset it, go to the Window menu. Then select Workspace, and click on the Reset to Save Layout option. In this chapter, you've learned fundamental techniques for editing videos in Adobe Premiere Pro. You now have the skills to cut, trim, rearrange clips, add effects, and transitions to bring your videos to life. Stay tuned for the next chapter, where we'll dive even deeper into the advanced features of Adobe Premiere Pro. Welcome back to Chapter 3 of our Adobe Premiere Pro Complete tutorial. In this chapter, we'll focus on adding and animating text to enhance your video projects. We'll also learn how to add background music to create a more immersive experience. Let's dive in. Section 1. Adding and editing text. To add text to your project, access the toolbar and click on the Type tool. Then, select the desired location in the program monitor to begin typing your text. For text editing, simply choose the text and right-click to access the edit properties. You can modify the font by clicking on the text boxes and selecting a preferred font, such as the Sky Grays font. To adjust the text size, utilize the slider provided under the text section. Additionally, you can align and transform the text using the options located above. Further customization options, including text fill, stroke, background, and shadow, can be found under the Essential Graphics settings. Section 2. Creating professional text animation. To transform your text into a professional text animation, follow these steps. Access the Window menu and select the Effects panel. Search for the basic 3D effect within the effects panel. Drag and drop the basic 3D effect onto the text in the timeline. Open the effect controls. Within the basic 3D effect settings, add an empty keyframe for swivel at the text start. Move the playhead further along the timeline and add another keyframe, increasing the swivel value approximately 5 times. Right-click on the second keyframe and choose Ease In for a smoother animation. Repeats for the first keyframe as well, selecting Ease Out. Adjust the velocity of the swivel animation by expanding the swivel tab and modifying the velocities with the playhead. For the next step, you will need to access the effects panel once again. Search for the direction blur effect and drag it onto the text. Open the effect controls to adjust the settings of the direction blur effect. Add a keyframe for blur strength at the text start and increase the value to 50. Change the playhead's position to match the keyframe of the basic 3D effect. Add another keyframe for blur strength, setting the value to 0. Rotate the direction of the effect to 90 degrees. Apply Ease In and Ease Out to both keyframes of the effect. If you wish to modify the animation duration, simply adjust the position of the keyframes. Section 3. Adding an end animation to the text. To add an end animation to the text, follow these steps. Open the effect controls. Add 2 keyframes for opacity at the end of the text. Set the opacity value to 0 in the last keyframe. Apply Ease In and Ease Out to both keyframes. During the project preview, make sure to pay attention to details and fine-tune any necessary adjustments to enhance the overall quality and visual appeal of your video. Section 4. Adding background music. To include background music in your video, follow these steps. Access the project panel and double-click on the desired music file. Preview the music in the source monitor panel to confirm its suitability. Trim the part of the music you wish to use in the source monitor. Drag and drop the selected music from the project panel onto the timeline. If there is excess music, use the split tool to separate it and delete the unnecessary part. To make audio settings, select Audio and go to the Effect Controls. Utilize the options within the Effect Controls to customize the audio settings according to your preferences. For a fade-out effect at the end of the music, add 2 keyframes for audio volume at the music's end. Decrease the level values in the last keyframe to achieve a fade-out animation. Adjust the duration of the fade-out animation by modifying the gap between keyframes. Apply ease in and ease out to both keyframes for a smoother transition. Great job! In Chapter 3 of our Adobe Premiere Pro complete tutorial, we explored how to add and animate text, as well as how to add background music to enrich your video. In the next chapter, we'll delve into setting the best export settings for your video in Premiere Pro and how to export it. Stay tuned. Welcome back to the final chapter of our Adobe Premiere Pro complete tutorial series. In this chapter, we will focus on the crucial process of exporting your projects in Adobe Premiere Pro. By the end of this video, you'll have a solid grasp of the export settings and techniques required to share your projects seamlessly. Let's dive in. Section 1. Exporting in Adobe Premiere Pro. In Adobe Premiere Pro, there are various methods available for exporting your project. Whether you want to export a specific area or the entire project, it's important to follow the correct steps. The most efficient way to export is by positioning the playhead at the start position and using the keyboard shortcut A to select the end point. Then, move the playhead to the end of your project to select the out point and use the shortcut O. Once you have done this, click on the Export tab located on the top left corner. Section 2. Configuring export settings. In the Export tab, you will find options to configure the export settings for your project. In this video, we will be exporting the video in MP4 format, so we will optimize the settings accordingly. Start by ensuring the media file option is selected. Next, you should name the file and choose the desired location for saving the video. Under the preset options, you can select the video quality that meets your requirements. For instance, I have chosen high quality 1080p HD. Additionally, the format selected is H.264. Section 3. Adjusting video and audio settings. Beneath the preset options, you will find the video section. Expand it to access the basic video settings that can be adjusted according to your preference. You can deselect certain options and modify them as needed. As an example, I have selected the frame size as Full HD 1920 by 1080. Alternatively, you can choose Match Source and keep the settings at default. Moving on to audio settings. The first option is the audio format, where I have selected AAC. In the basic audio settings, I have chosen AAC as the audio codec and left the rest of the settings at their default values. Here, you can also configure the audio codec, sample rate, channels, and the audio bitrate settings, which I have left as default with a bitrate of 320 kilobits per second. Section 4. Multiplexer and Metadata Options. In the Multiplexer option, select MP4. And for the stream capability, choose the standard option. If needed, you can enable or disable the captions option. Leave the effects options at their default settings. Under Metadata Export Options, select Create Sidecar File and leave the remaining settings unchanged. Finally, in the General Settings, it is recommended to keep the default settings as well. Section 5. Previewing and exporting the project. On the right side of the window, you have the option to preview the source. Below that, you can view the source details and output details. If necessary, you can adjust the export range by trimming it within the preview source, dragging the in and out points accordingly. After configuring these settings, you can proceed to export the project by clicking the Export button located at the bottom right. Keep in mind that the export process may take some time depending on the length of your project. Once the export is complete, a notification will appear at the bottom right of your screen, confirming the successful export. By clicking on this notification, you can easily access the location where the exported video is saved. In conclusion, we have successfully exported our Adobe Premiere Pro project in video format. Congratulations! You have now completed the final chapter of our Adobe Premiere Pro complete tutorial. We have covered the entire process of exporting projects in Adobe Premiere Pro, equipping you with the knowledge to share your work effectively. Thank you for joining us on this learning journey. We sincerely appreciate your support throughout this tutorial series. If you found this tutorial valuable, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to our channel for more Adobe Premiere Pro tutorials and other exciting content. Feel free to leave any comments or questions below. Keep creating amazing videos, and we'll see you in our future tutorials.